What's up YouTube, Mike here from Techno GI, and today I wanted to do another Around the Web episode, and mostly I wanted to try out the new microphone I got, as you can see, and see if I can actually sync it up with my video from my camera. So we'll see, but let's get rolling. And the first story, going back to Apple and the alleged iPad Pro rumors. This thing has been rumored for the last 3 years, and supposedly during the upcoming Worldwide Developers Conference, Apple, along with the release of iOS 9, is going to announce the iPad Pro. And whether that happens, I don't know, but I think eventually it is going to come, just due to the fact of the declining iPad sales mixed with the sales of the Surface Pro 3 and now Surface 3 actually increasing. So I think Apple finally opened their eyes and realized that people want to use a iPad for something more than just a media consumption device, actually be able to use productivity. So supposedly, again, with iOS 9, you'll be able to have two apps side by side and be able to do true multitasking. But of course, Android and every other platform has had this capability for about 3 years now, so maybe finally Apple's going to get on that boat and actually listen to the consumers for once. So who knows? I guess we'll find out next month with the Worldwide Developers Conference. But moving on to story number 3, this is actually from the Guinness Book of World Records. There was a Canadian fellow who actually built a hoverboard in his garage, and he actually set a world record using it. He actually flew 905 feet, and as you can see, I'll be playing the video beside me. You can actually see his voyage. That was the record-setting voyage, and pretty awesome, pretty impressive. Definitely a technological marvel. I have no idea how this thing is powered or how he did it, but the applications for this looks pretty cool. Whether it goes to market, who knows, but I can definitely, being in the military, I can see some military applications for this, so who knows. I hope for his sakes. But the guy's name, it was a Canadian inventor, Cataline Alexandru Duru. I'm probably saying that wrong, but like you can see, he's got a homemade hoverboard that he made, and he flew it almost 1,000 feet across the Quebec Lake. So it landed him in the Guinness Book of World Records, so kudos to him. So anyway, moving on to our next story. Excuse me. And this is about Apple again, talking about the Apple Watch. So this is for all you retro fellas out there like myself who always wanted the old Casio calculator watch. This particular one, for $1 you can take your $600 Apple Watch and turn it into a old school Casio calculator. So as you can see from the screenshot, it looks pretty cool. It won't say Casio for obvious reasons, but it says Geekio on it. But obviously legal reasons, they can't steal Casio. But it looks like an exact replica of the old Casio calculator watches. So for all you 80s kids out there, the throwback to sitting in class trying to use your watch to do your math homework, you can relive those moments once again for a mere $1. So moving on to the next article that jumped out at me, sticking with the smartwatch genre. Pebble Time shipments are going to be beginning to ship on the 27th. So if you were lucky enough to be part of the Kickstarter where you actually bought one early, then you should be getting it soon. Supposedly on the 27th they'll be shipping. So you should have that within a couple weeks. But along with that, there's been a lot of rumors going around lately about Pebble being in financial trouble. And I think that's a lot of, I don't know, I don't believe it personally, because they just had a Kickstarter campaign where they raised $20 million. So I find it hard to believe, but the rumors are that they went to a bank and asked for a $5 million loan and a $5 million line of credit. But Pebble did make a response. I'm not sure who this fella is. Patrick White, who's a staff accountant there, says, this is his words: "How does nonsense like this get published? Also, can you please provide me with a lead as to which banks are willing to lend a company on the verge of collapsing $10 million? So, yeah, touche. Obviously makes sense. I don't believe for a minute that they're in financial trouble. I just think that's just media spin and PR. Who knows? But anyways, if you did order one on the Kickstarter, then it should be shipping any day. So if any of you guys listening to this or watching this actually ordered one, I'd be curious to hear about it in the comments below. But I personally, once it hits the stores, I definitely would like to get my hands on one and check it out. So if you'd want to see that, go ahead and subscribe, and in the next few months maybe I'll get my hands on one. So this brings me to my last article that jumped out at me, and this is about Windows 10. And this is a great question that this brings up. You know, I'm excited about getting Windows 10, but I'm really curious about, you know, what it's going to cost me. As in, it says you get Windows 10 free for a year. So Microsoft has yet to announce what that's going to cost you at the end of a year. So is it going to be a subscription-based service? What if you don't want to pay the money at the end of a year? Are you going to be kicked back down to Windows 8.1? I have no idea. So it'll be interesting to see when the pricing plans come out, what they're going to cost. So you may not want to upgrade to Windows 10 if it's going to be, you know, fairly expensive, or it's going to be a subscription-based service. You may just want to stick with Windows 8.1. So who knows? Only time will tell. But I know once Windows 10 drops, they're trying to get it on as many devices as possible. So that's why they're doing that 1 year for free, essentially. So I'll be curious to see what it costs at the end of that year, and I'm sure before Windows 10 is actually released, they'll have those pricing plans available. But who knows? So what are your guys' thoughts? Are you excited about Windows 10? Me personally, I can't wait to get my hands on it just because of the possibilities. The one that really gets me excited is the Continuum feature, where essentially if you have a Windows smartphone, it can almost act as a PC replacement. So it's pretty cool. One operating system for all their devices. So I'm excited about it. Whatever it costs, I'll probably get it just to try it anyhow. So we'll see. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that web roundup. That was kind of a short one. But as always, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, feel free to subscribe. Thanks.